My, there I am. Hey there, Grateful Gang. How is everybody tonight? Welcome to Gratefully Living the Chronic Life. If you've been with us before, welcome back. If you've never been with us, what I do is I come to you weekly. I am the founder and admin of a group called Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain on Facebook, as well as the website Gratitude Addict. And my goal is to try to help people that live with chronic pain, illness, disability, and that's emotional or physical pain, to live better, fulfilling, happy lives. I've lived with chronic illness myself for 20 years. And 8 years ago, I hit a very bad rock bottom because I was not dealing with my pain in a healthy way, obviously. And I turned my life around. Gratitude's a really big part of it. Community with the group is a big part of it. So I like to share what I learn. I'm a student of the human experience. And this broadcast is interactive. So I love to hear comments from everybody, and we kind of learn from each other. So welcome. Tonight's topic is a great one. It's all on friendship. And I'm really hoping that many of you will have friendship stories to share. Friendship is so important for everybody. And for people with chronic pain and illness, it can be a tricky, kind of a slippery slope. So we're going to talk about that tonight. So welcome to Gratefully Living the Chronic Life. Please feel free to comment. If you're viewing us from inside the group Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, you need to make sure you give StreamYard, when you logged in, when you're watching this, you need to give them permission to use your name. If you're going to comment, your name and photo will show up. Let me give you an example. Let's see who we've got here. We'll start with Karen. There you go. Hi, Karen. Karen Hilliard's here. So her name and photo showed up because she signed in at one point. So if you don't do that, you just come up as Facebook user. Wah, wah. Kind of a bummer, but if that's okay with you, that's fine. So hi, Karen. Thanks for tuning in. Who else we have here? Oh, there's a Facebook user. Hi there. If you want to log out and log back in, you should be able to fix that if you want to. Who else we got? I missed you guys last week. I'm going to be completely honest. The reason why I did not have a broadcast last week is because I had the day before I had my second vaccine, and I'm very happy about that. I'm completely vaccinated now, which was my choice. I, had to weigh the pros and cons with my illness, and I did decide to get it. No judgment if you don't decide to get it, that's fine. But for me, it was the right decision. And anyway, I had heard horror stories about people getting so sick for the next couple of days. So I purposely didn't schedule a broadcast thinking I would be so sick. And for me, my reaction was not that bad. I probably could have had a broadcast, but so I took a break, and maybe you guys missed me. I missed all of you for sure. I love our Thursday nights. So let's see who else we've got here. Denise Gorgie. Hello, Lauren and everyone else. Hey, Denise. Welcome. Who else we got? Diana's here. Diana McGillivray Brousseau. Hello. I want to get your name. Can I get your names bigger? One of these days I'm going to get, is that better? That's better. I like that. Okay, there we go. I'm not exactly technologically savvy, as you will find out. Arlene's here. Hi, Arlene. We've got lots of friends here tonight. Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Tracy Berger's here. So appropriate because we're talking about friendship tonight. And Bergies, I was going to talk about you. So I hope you stay for the hour because I was going to talk about you. Tracy is my dear bestie friend from high school. And, that was back in the 80s, and we've remained friends all these years. And we, it's one of those friendships where we don't really lose touch, but, life goes. She's got her life. I've got my life. And when we get together, it's like no time has passed. I love friends like that. And I'd love to hear if you guys have friends like that too. So, hey, Bergies, I love you. Thank you for being here. Karen's here. We got Karen. Soupy's here. Hello, everyone. We are all here. Hello, Portland Clan on your big screen TV. Julia D. Julie Schmerloff. Um, in in Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, we have a couple of side groups that go along with it. We have a journaling club, we have a book club, we have a cooking and crafting club. And in the journaling club, Julie Schmerlov is very, very active. And she just announced that she has started her own group. And Julie, if you'd like to put the name of the group in the comments, I'd be happy to promote it for you. She's got a great new group, not affiliated with AOG, but she, kind of, if you want to explain it, it's for arts and crafts books and how to books. It's a really great group, and I'm sorry I forget the name of it, but I encourage everybody to join. Thank you, Karen. I missed you too. Margaret DeCarico Morris is here. Hello, glad you're here. Tammy Blizzard's here, greeting all. Hello, Tammy. Linda's here. Nice to be here. This is Heidi. Am I showing up as Facebook user? Yes, you are, Heidi. Sorry about that. So a couple of things. I hate to start this on like a heavy note, but it is going to get heavy tonight. Hopefully this is okay. I did clear it with a friend of hers, but I need to ask for prayers for one of our dear friends in AOG. Deborah Immer Scott is very sick, and she can really use all the prayers and vibes that you guys can send. I know she's very beloved. She runs our journaling club. I won't get into the specifics, but she's very, very ill and can use all of the well wishes and prayers that she can get. So Deborah, please get well soon. We love you very, very much. And we hope you get better soon. She never complains. She is the ultimate queen of badassery for sure. So let me tell you about some shows we've got coming up before we get started on friendship, because we've got some great stuff. Thank you, Evan Park, Dr. Evan Parks, who was here with us 2 weeks ago. What a great episode on rethinking stress. It was really fantastic. So thank you for that, Evan, if you're watching. Next week, we have Amy Ostreaker, and I apologize if I'm brutalizing the name. She has a new book coming out called Creativity and Gratitude. She is a pip. I can't wait to talk to her. So that will be next week, 8 o'clock, same time, same place. And then April 8th, we have Christy Nelson, who is the executive director of the organization, A Network for Grateful Living. She works hand in hand with one of my idols, brother David Steindl-Rast, and she has a great book out, which I've read already, called Wake Up Grateful. She's going to be with us. I can't believe all these awesome guests we're getting. And then April 29th, we have Dan Millman. Dan Millman, who has written many, many books, his most famous being Way of the Peaceful Warrior. If you've never read it, I encourage you to read it. If you've read The Shack, it's sort of similar to that. It will touch your heart. It will question everything that you do in a very, very good way. It was also made into a major motion picture. So if you go on Amazon, you can actually rent it. I think the movie's called Peaceful Warrior, not Way of the Peaceful Warrior. So that's what we've got coming up. And April 22nd, I haven't made the event yet, but a friend of mine and we're on the board of trustees of Chronic Pain Anonymous together. Anastasia Bean is going to be here. She's a licensed therapist, and she's going to be talking about, what did we decide the title was going to be? All about recovery. Got a great title that we came up with. How to thrive living in a recovery mindset. And we had a meeting today, and she has such phenomenal ideas. She works with people with chronic pain. She's a therapist, like I mentioned. She has some really outside of the box ideas for us all. So basically, you need to tune in every Thursday to get all these great guests. So that's it. That's the long and short of it. So I hope you mark all those on your calendar. Julie says, I hope she feels better soon. Yes, me too. Me too. Tammy, oh my gosh. I think I'm going to cry. Tammy's a friend from when our kids were little, and I haven't talked to her in the longest time. I love you. So ironic that you're coming on a day of friendship. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I'm touched. I'm absolutely touched. Karen Grosboff is, I'm sorry, I'm brutalizing your name. And I'm sure people do. They brutalize my name too, if it makes you feel better. Groskopf. Hi there. Welcome. Praying for Deborah. I love her. Yes, we all do. Sending prayers and love to our dear friend. Love you. Absolutely. She wouldn't ask for them herself. And she really, really needs them. Really needs them. Oh, Tammy. Me too. Let's get together after COVID. I'm fully vaccinated now. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so touched. I really am. On another somber but celebratory note, the reason why I picked the topic of friendship today, many of you know. Ooh, here I go. Woo. Okay. Tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of the death of my best friend, Amy Gray. And she was also, let me get my name off here. That's annoying. Can I do that? I don't know if I can do that. Can I do that? Yeah, let's get that off there. March 19th, 2020 is when Amy passed away. She was also the co-admin with me of Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. So many of you knew her as well. She was a pretty private person. Nobody really knew what she was going through, but she was waiting for a new heart and just didn't get one in time. And I miss her to death. So this episode is, I want to celebrate her life. She was a gift in my life. She was a gift in many people's lives. I've put together a video that I wanted to show you guys, just a couple minutes to showing our friendship and a tribute to Amy. So let's do this thing, shall we? Here we go. So that's dedicated to Amy. As you can see, we had many adventures. I have so many pictures and we did so many things over the years that I could have made a video that was like 3 hours long. But I miss you, Amy, very, very much. And I'm glad you're not in pain anymore. I'm glad you didn't have to endure COVID. I don't think you would have made it through COVID. And if you did, it would have driven you crazy staying home. So I love you. This is dedicated to you. And if you have any memories of Amy that you'd like to share with us tonight, please do. Tonight's episode with friendship, I really, really would love for this to be so interactive. I want to hear your stories of friendship. Maybe you've reconnected with a friend from your childhood. I want to hear about it. We want to hear about it. You can put it in the comments, or if you'd like to come on the show briefly with me today, I'm going to try to do this in the, I wonder if I can comment. Can I comment? Will it not let me comment? All right, I'm going to put this in the this link in the comments. Some of you might get it. All you have to do is click that link and you'll come into like the green room, and I'll let you on if you want to tell a brief story about maybe a friendship that's special to you, a friendship that you've had all your life, maybe one like Amy and I met through Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, believe it or not. She private messaged me one day about a member and something very selfless that she wanted to do for a member. And we hit it off. We were sisters, soulmates, kindred spirits. And the loss was hard. But it's been a year, and I know she's in a great place, and I know she's happy. She raised, as you could tell from the pictures, she raised her 5-year-old granddaughter. She was 2 when she got her, and she was the love of her life. And I think it actually kept her alive longer. And we had some great times. I was exhausted, but we had some great times. So let's get to some more comments. Let's see. Many prayers for Deborah, of course. Julia says her new group name is called Simple Art Self-Help Inspo Books. This group is created for the purpose of sharing any easy step-by-step art books that you have, sharing any good self-help books that you have, and for sharing any inspirational books that you have, plus any good, easy art tutorials, and to share your own artwork. So the name of the group is Simple Art Self-Help Inspo Books. Fantastic. If you want to put the link in the comments, Julia, that would be, oh, it looks like you already did. You're way ahead of me. Denise says, I'm sorry to hear about Deborah, sending prayers, love and prayers for her. And yeah, I don't know if links work in the comments either, but if you search it, you should find it. Arlene's got hearts. Thank you for sharing this wonderful video. You're welcome. Thank you for indulging me. She meant a lot to me, as you all know. Amy's beautiful soul shines. It sure does. It sure does. The thing, I've talked about her many, many times. I actually started this show. It's been a year. This is episode 40, by the way. Woo! I started this show only like a week or 2 after she passed away. So I think the first couple episodes, I spent a lot of time crying, which is not unusual for me. But I really, I want to celebrate her life. And I know that she was a gift to me. I had her very briefly, but she taught me lessons. She appreciated everything. And everybody that knows her knows this. She did not have an easy childhood, and that's putting it lightly. She had a hellish childhood. So every small thing, she loved the heck out of it. So it made you want to do things for her. It made you want to show things to her. And it was a great lesson. You know, I'm not comparing her to a 3-year-old because she was a highly intelligent person, but when you look at the world through a 3-year-old's eyes and everything's new, that's how Amy looked at life. And she also taught me how to live like you're dying. And that's a lesson that, you know, not a lot of people have. And I'm grateful to have it. She was a wonderful person. Tracy, my heart breaks for you and Anna. I'm so sorry I didn't get to meet Amy. I feel like you did. Amy loved you, even though you guys never met in person. And I know you were so kind to her too. Yeah, Amy talked about you all the time, that she wanted to meet Tracy. Karen says, I got it. I guess that's the link. I'm sorry for your broken heart. Love you, Lauren. Thank you. It's broken, but it's also I'm so happy for her. Her son is raising her son and fiance are raising Anna now, which is a great thing. She's so happy. She's living with her cousin. They're up in Cape Cod now. I miss her. But hopefully things Anna's in very, very good hands, which makes me happy. And I know Amy's smiling down on that. Linda says, what a beautiful video of a special friendship you shared. Thank you for sharing her beautiful soul. Karen says, I have a dear friend died as well. I took care of Sylvia until the end. Very nice. That's what I want to hear from you guys tonight. Please, any small story. I've got Amy right here with me, by the way. She's here with us tonight. I want to hear any stories you have of friendship. Friendship is incredibly important. And, for those of us that live with chronic pain and illness, a lot of us lose friends for various reasons. Sometimes when we get sick, we're not able, let's face it, we're not able to do the things that we used to do quite often. So we get invited to things and, it's a no, and then a no again, and a no again. And some friends just kind of fade away after that. Unfortunately, they're, they don't understand. And I'm not one of those people that I don't really like the us versus them mindset of if you only knew my pain, those people don't know my pain. I don't really like that because it's not their fault that they don't know our pain. Nor would we want them to know our pain. What we would like would be some kind of understanding. And that's where this girl who's been with me through thick and thin, Tracy Bergs, she's the type of friend that when you get an illness, she Googles the illness. Can you imagine that? That is just something so beautiful that a friend can do. And it's so meaningful. Hey, it looks like we have a guest. I can't see. Who's that? Somebody's tuning in. Let's see who it is. I can't get my screen. Hang on a sec. Let me see if I can do this. I see you down here, but I can't open you for some reason. Let's see. Shoot. Hang on. Let me get rid of this. Here we go. Tracy's here. Oh my gosh, it's Bergies. Hey, Bergs. Oh, I can't hear you. Oh, yeah, I think you're on mute. Hang on.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Hey, I love you.
I figured I'd give it a shot. I had to come on for you. This is such a special episode for so many reasons. And I don't have my reading glasses on, so I probably look like who did it and ran, as my mother would say.
You look beautiful. Tracy and I have been friends since our very first day of high school, freshman year, Hunterdon Central High School, class of 1987. What was it? 1980. Oh, sorry. Well, you're the young one of the group. We've been friends forever. Tracy lives, a couple states over. Not a short trip. She still has family here. I live where we grew up. Tracy has come home in the past to watch my kids in their shows, that my kids were in theater. That's the type of friend she is. She visited me in rehab 3 times during the month I was there. She made cookies to give to the people that worked at my rehab. I am so fortunate. If you can have one friend like Tracy, you're blessed. Your life is enriched. I'm so lucky to still have you in my life, Tracy.
Well, I feel the same way. And I guess what I've been thinking of, because I've watched this, your notices on this and the fact that you're doing it. And I knew I wanted to be on. And I just think back to, 7 or 8 years ago when I was having a difficult time, and it wasn't about living with chronic pain, right? But it was living with a very, very, very deep financial crisis in my life. And you and I were both going through sort of our own crisis. And the friendship was that we were able to understand and empathize with each other, even though the issue was completely different.
Good point. Really
But
good
we,
point.
right, but we still understood, and we still felt like, oh my God, what you're going through is so much harder than what I'm going through. We
Mm.
both sort of, I feel like it put us both in a little bit in perspective.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. And it's always with you, it's always completely non-judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, both
gosh,
ways.
to have a friendship like that where you listen, you're the best listener. When you can have somebody that just listens to you and empathizes with you and doesn't judge you and doesn't give you
Mm-hmm.
advice constantly, um, that you don't want to hear, just being there, just sitting there, for goodness sakes, being in the same room together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I remember feeling the same way, that there was no judgment, no matter what was happening. It
Yeah.
was just amazing.
And we've both been through a whole lot over the past 10 years since we've been in high school.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Oh, how are you doing?
I am well, and I love watching you.
Thank you.
I don't have any, I'm not a parent, but I'm so proud of you. I'm so incredibly proud of you and what you have created. It's just, I'm amazed by it every day, and I talk about it all the time. Can I tell you, I use you in business conversations constantly, and
Wow.
conversations with friends, because I'm so impressed with what you've done and what you've built here, and this community that you've built of people that most of them have never even met each other, and you can just feel the love and the caring across the whole group of, what, 5,000 members, 6,000
Almost
members.
6. Yeah, we're at
It's
almost 6.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. You've always been so supportive of me, and it means so much. And I hope I give that back to you as well.
Absolutely.
Good. Thank you for being here. I love
Of
that you
course.
came on. I love that you came on.
Well,
Thank
somebody
you.
has to break the ice, right?
Somebody has to break the ice. Yes, somebody, please feel free to come on, share your friendship stories. This was such a great one to start on. Thank you, Bergs. I love you very much.
You're welcome. I love you
All
too,
right.
sweetie.
Talk to you soon, babe.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Well, that was special and unexpected. If I had thought of it, I would have asked her to come on. Um, please, please, please feel free to come on. Arlene, you guys all know Arlene Hildred. She's recovering from a serious medical thing too. Our moderator team from AOG is pretty sick right now. So please send your well wishes and prayers, good vibes to her as well. I told her that I'm looking for people to share their friendship stories tonight, and she wrote one down, or I believe she had her daughter write one down. So I'm going to read that to you guys as I promised her I would. Um, let me see here. Where is it? No, in here. Here it is. Okay. She says, friends can be like your favorite sweater. It is brought out in different seasons, just like friends can be in your life for different seasons. I had high school friends, a few who I still keep in touch with. I have had friends who were around when I first married, and their spouses were friends with my hubby. I have had friends who had children around the same time as myself over 30 years ago, and we still have contact. But what I have experienced since having chronic pain is that it can be very isolating. I know that my situation can be a lot to take, even for me who is living through it. But this season of my life, I have finally found friends who are warm, comfortable, honest, and true, just like my favorite sweater. They comfort me when I am scared, listen to me when I need to express something uncomfortable and true. They hug me, even when it is virtual, and I know they understand. And she puts understand in all caps. There is something holy about my sweater friends. They give without asking, and I can do the same for them. Regardless of this being a rather difficult season of my life, it is my favorite. Friends who don't judge, can empathize, who can connect on a deeper level, are a wonderful gift to the soul. I thank AOG for introducing me to people who really get it and thrive. Thanks for the warm sweater, my friends. Ugh. Oh my God, how beautiful was that, Arlene? Thank you. Needless to say, the girl can write. What a beautiful essay that was. Thank you. Like a sweater. Friends are like a comfortable sweater. It's true. I'd started to say, when you live with a chronic illness, a lot of times you lose your friends. And I had started to say, sometimes there's friends that just don't, they fade away. You can't do anything anymore, so they kind of fade away. And we kind of know that those aren't your real friends anyway. Um, then there's other things that happen too. And sometimes when we live with chronic pain, we're pains. Let's face it, we're not always easy to live with. And hopefully with, the work that we do to try to better ourselves, we can reduce that. But a lot of times we get testy. And we may wallow in our pain. There may have been a time where we wallow in our pain and spent a lot of time complaining. And a lot of people, that turns people away. So a lot of people in chronic pain lose friends because they complain all the time. And who can blame them, really? Do you want to be around somebody who just complains all the time? There's venting, which we need to do. And with our good friends, we can do that. And with our live chats in AOG, just to give that a plug. Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We offer live chats where you can say whatever you want. Our regular AOG rules do not apply. And it's a place for venting. You can talk about a bad doctor's appointment. You can talk about your vaccines. You can talk about, anything you want. We laugh, we cry. It's a really meaningful, I say it's an hour, but a lot of times people stay after. Almost all the time people stay after. Linda Edwards runs those for us. It's a great place to connect on an even deeper level. And I want to get to that too, as far as how to make friends when you live with chronic pain and during the pandemic. So there's a lot of reasons why we can lose our friends. It can be because they just can't deal with our illness, or it can be that maybe we drove them away. And sometimes we have to look at ourselves and determine what happened. I also feel, and I'd love to hear your opinion on this too. I feel like as I get older, my inner sanctum, my inner circle gets smaller, because I realize that my energy is precious. And I don't have the energy to hang on to friends who maybe I've been friends with them for a long time, but they're toxic. I don't have the energy to hang on to that. Fostering friendships is important, because friendships are important. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I actually put together a little slideshow, which we're going to try. I'm very technologically savvy today. But hanging on to friends that maybe we should have let go of a long time ago is something that happens as well. And I don't know if you guys have experienced that. But I find more who I am now in my early 50s, and who I want in my life, who I want to share with, who I want to trust with my truth. Let's get to some more comments here. Family, I cared for her at the end of her life. She passed a few months ago. Is this your mother-in-law, Tammy? I'm so sorry to hear that. It must be, because I know you cared for her for a long time. If you're still here, please let me know. I'm so sorry to hear that. I miss her, but I'm so honored to be able to care for her when her end of life came. Compassion is a wonderful thing. It sure is. And my friend, you have it 100-fold for sure. That's why I've been friends with you for a long time. I love your heart, Tammy. Yeah, please let me know if it's your mother-in-law, and whoever it is. I'm very sorry to hear that. Seaton, great math. What's that referring to, I wonder? Did I do math? I'm not sure, but I'm glad I did it well. Seaton, I agree. AOG is my family of choice. So nice. Ours with yours. Thank you, Jill. Karen, nice hearts. Yes, Arlene, that was beautiful. Thank you. Did you just write that? I mean, seriously, dude, you need to publish that. Beautiful. So beautiful, Arlene. Oh my God. Thank you, Arlene. I feel the same about you and AOG peeps. I love you. Sending love prayers, virtual hugs, and support. You are an amazing and strong woman. Yes, you're still here. Yes, it's your mother-in-law. I'm sorry. I don't think I heard. I'm so sorry. She lived with Tammy for a very long time, her mother-in-law. Wonderful, wonderful lady. She would come on class trips with the kids. I think I chaperoned a trip with her. Oh, Jen Leos, it looks like you're trying to get in. But it says tonight you need to connect your mic cam before I can add you, it says. Yeah, Jen, if you can get your camera working. I'm so excited you're trying to come on. Yay. 10 years since high school. Oh yeah. Crafty math, right? Still sweater friends. Yes, I love that. I think that's going to be a term that we're going to use in the group. Thank you. Thanks for remembering that. You're welcome. You're welcome. I remember specifically a Mrs. Murgott trip that I chaperoned with her, and she always had a smile on her face. Always. Just as a reminder, if you want to join our group, it's called Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. We have almost 6,000 people now. I also have a website myself, gratitudeaddict.com. Oh, I heard this quote today and I wanted to share it with you guys. It's a Yiddish proverb, not really on the topic of friendship, but it is on gratitude. And it says, if you cannot be grateful for what you have received, then be thankful for what you have been spared. If you cannot be grateful for what you have received, then be thankful for what you have been spared. I absolutely adore that quote. And it really made me think a lot. So I hope you enjoy that as much as I do. Jill, conserving our energy for special people. Glendale's here. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Amen. I love that. Absolutely. So come on, guys. Share with me your friendship stories. I'm going to talk to you now. I'm going to get a little technical if I can. I did a slideshow. I was researching. I wanted to find out. I mean, I know the benefits of friendship. In my life, part of the reason I think when I hit rock bottom 8 years ago, and oh, Mom's here. Love that quote. I thought you weren't coming, Mom. Glad you're here. Yes, I love that quote too. Thank you. I'll publish it after the broadcast. You guys can have it for your journals or whatever. I think part of the reason I've always been a social person, always, Riley just told me the other day, I can talk to a wall, which is true. I think part of what happened with me when I hit my rock bottom 8 years ago is, I think I let the chronic pain kind of take over my life. And I gave up because I was so exhausted trying to cure myself, going from doctor to doctor, treatment to treatment, medicine to medicine, remedy to remedy, internet constantly, 24/7, trying to find a cure for this thing where technically there is no cure as of yet. I wasted so much time and energy on that. And don't get me wrong, it's important. And I still have hope for getting cured someday. But I missed out on a lot of life. And I think I got to the point of exhaustion and frustration. And I just said, okay, I give up. I have this. And the pain got awful. I think because, I wasn't taking care of myself. I was very stressed. I was a mess. I'm not even kidding. I would go a month without showering, and my husband can vouch for that. I wasn't eating. I was stick thin. I was about 25 pounds less than I am now. And as you know, if you've been with me for a while, I developed a pretty serious alcohol problem. And that's what led me to Silver Hill Hospital and the chronic pain and recovery program. And our beloved Dr. Bruce Singer, who is my mentor and taught me all these tools, which I'd like to show to you guys, on how we can live our lives, and not just for people with chronic pain. It's for people who struggle, and we all struggle. Especially this year, the emotional anguish that we go through is a lot to handle, a whole lot to handle. And there aren't a lot of places, I shouldn't say aren't a lot of places to turn. There's lots of places to turn. Communities on Facebook have been a godsend for me this past year. I mean, we've had the group it's been 6.5 years. I've been grateful for that. But as far as meeting people, I love meeting in groups. Years ago, I would have thought, meeting somebody online, you don't really know them, and I completely disagree. As I already said, I found my best friend through here. I think when you meet somebody online and you speak to them, as long as there's a real picture and they're not catfishing you, you can really get straight to their heart much quicker than perhaps if you knew them in person. I think it takes longer when you're friends in person, or when you start a friendship in person, to get to the heart and soul of that person. There's that shell there. But when you meet online, especially in a support group or a community like Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, or others, there's thousands and thousands out there, tens of thousands probably. I think you meet people easily who you have something in common with. And making good friends is, I want to say, easy. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I feel that way. Julia says, I met my friend through your AOG group. I met her in a different group and she saw my name and said, "You are that person from AOG group, aren't you?" And now we have been friends for a year. So grateful for Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. We're grateful that you're a member, Julia. Thank you. Friendship is a lifeline, says Jen Leos. Shoot, I wish you would come on live. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but if you tried, thank you. And yes, friendship is a lifeline. So I've been mentioning this slideshow. Let's get this going and see if I can do it. Oh, look at this. Okay. The importance of friendships. Isn't that snazzy? Believe it or not, the Mayo Clinic had an article about the importance of friendships. So, oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Importance of friendships. I got cut off. They increase your sense of belonging. That's kind of a no-brainer. But when you're friends with somebody, all we want to do, if you think about it, is belong. We want to be acknowledged. We want to be valued. We want to be loved, respected. And we want to belong to something. When you're friends with somebody, you have that connection, and you don't have to be friends with a lot of people. One friend, like my Tracy Berger, I'm lucky I have friends, but Tracy, I can't say enough about Tracy and our friendship over the years. We don't talk every day. We don't talk every week. But we're always there for each other when the chips are down. And the fact that she came on tonight is just thrilling for me. So anyway, they increase your sense of belonging. Oh, no, didn't mean to start from the beginning. Let's go here. Come on. Increase your sense of belonging. What's the next one? They boost your happiness and reduce stress. Oh, look, it's got a little smiley. Aren't I so technologically savvy tonight? Kinda. It's true. Somebody mentioned isolation. I don't know if it was you, Arlene. Somebody mentioned isolation earlier, and that was part of what I went through 8 years ago prior to getting my second chance at life. I isolated from everybody. I went from somebody who talked to everybody and had lots and lots of friends to I wasn't answering text messages. I wasn't answering phone calls. I don't even know what my line of thinking was, to be honest with you. I know I was feeling sorry for myself. And, I guess, I don't know if I was in the life is not fair mode, but I definitely was in a self-destructive place. I'm grateful that I was able to get out of it alive and I didn't hurt anybody. But that sense of belonging is so, so important. And that's why I love our group. And even if you're not a member of our group, I'm sure you're a member of other groups. And they really are, like Jen Leo said, just a lifeline. They help you cope with traumas such as divorce, illness, job loss, grief. Amen to that. This past year after Amy passed, which was right at the beginning of COVID, it was like a week into when we acknowledged COVID here in the United States, was when Amy passed away. And I could not have gotten through the grief from that without my friends in Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, and my other friends. Tracy, you called me right away when you heard. I have dear high school friends. My best friend from college, Caddy Krasner, she called me as well. She watches once in a while. If you're watching, hi, Caddy. My parents, my husband, of course, my kids. But my friends were really there, and Jill Cook, was very, she was a very instrumental person to me in dealing with my grief. And then she lost her mother about a month later, so we kind of went through that together. So I was extremely lucky to have this community to help me get through that grief. Let's see what Tam has. Great point. I feel you can cut to the chase online. No smoke and mirrors. Absolutely, Tammy. That's exactly what I was trying to say. And I never used to think that, years ago when online kind of started, and people were like dating online, you're like, ooh, they met online. It's so different now, isn't it? You really do just kind of cut to the chase, and then you can realize like, oh, I don't really have anything in common with that person, or I love that person's heart. Like I did with Amy. I loved her heart right away. She was so selfless. She didn't have much herself, yet she was so giving to everybody. And like I keep saying, so appreciative that I wanted to be friends with her. When I found out that she was dying, I've said this before, I have to admit that I was worried for myself, because I am an empath, and emotionally I wasn't sure if I could handle it. So I said to myself, don't, be friends with her, but don't get too tight. Well, that didn't happen, but thank God, because the gift of our friendship was a gift that I would never give up in a million years. Jen Leo says, I agree with you. Online, there's no reacting to the other's expressions and body language. True. Everyone needs a Francesca, an online friend who is a never-ending cheerleader. I'm guessing Francesca is a friend of yours. Sounds like she might be a Tracy Berger, although Tracy's not an online friend to me. But yeah, an online friend who is a never-ending cheerleader, somebody who's non-judgmental, somebody who listens, really listens, who you can vent to without judgment. I mean, what a gift that is. Linda Edwards, I have a dear friend of 30 years. She calls me every morning. I forgot that. You've told me that before. I totally forgot that. What a blessing that is, Linda. Thank you for sharing that with us. A true friend makes you feel whole again. That is true. I am so impressed with your technical capabilities. Awesome. Thank you. That sense of belonging is what you gave me in high school, which was 10 years ago, right? Yes. Yeah. We hit it off right away. We went, I have to mention this, Tracy. We went, my very first concert, Tracy came with me. It was Duran Duran, no joke. And I'm a huge Duranie. April 5th, 1984. And Tracy and I got ready together at my house. My sister and her friend went too. It was at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, which I believe is not called the Meadowlands anymore. It's by some bank, but it's where I think it's Giants State, where the Giants play, I think. It was there. It was sold out. We were in the very last row. And if you screamed, which I did, you could not hear yourself. It was full of screaming girls. If any of you have ever been to a Duran Duran concert in the 80s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, she came to my house to get ready, and we were trying to be cool. And we did this whole off to the side thing. trying to be like new wave, and we had all this hairspray in. What a great memory that was. My parents drove us, they dropped us off, and I think they went to the horse races at the Meadowlands while we were at the concert. So let's see what else we've got. Pamela Creighton's here. I was disappointed I was unable to be here any earlier. I will enjoy watching later. Pamela had a great story this week, which she told me that I can share. And Pamela, if you'd like to put it in the comments, please do. She reconnected with somebody. I don't really remember the details, but I believe she reconnected with a friend who she hadn't talked to in decades. I love stories like that. And I actually love, Pamela, I don't know if this is how you connected, but one of the wonderful things about Facebook, say what you will about Facebook, look at what it gives us. We can reconnect with people. Like maybe you had a group of friends from high school or college that you kept in touch with anyway, but maybe you always wondered, what about this one? What about that one? And you can be friends with them, friends with them on Facebook and catch up with them. And it's wonderful to find out what people are doing and how their lives turned out. And again, the groups, the camaraderie, the community. I don't think I could get through living with my chronic condition without a community. I know I couldn't. And it's hard to remember a time without it. Our group is full of inspiration and motivation. And although we don't discuss our specific illnesses in the group, we do in the live chat, but in the group we don't, because we come at it from a point of we're all in pain. Nobody's in more pain than the other. Nobody's got a worse experience than anybody else. Now what? Let's work on finding a joyful life, on being joyful. So that's what we work on together. And we post graphics and quotes and our personal victories. We have gratitudes of the day. We have three things that you've done well today. It's a great place to come and be happy. And that's what I intended when I started it. Jill Cook says it came from an article about why we need our virtual friends as much as IRL friends. Did I call you Jen Leos earlier? I was thinking Jen Leos wrote this. No, it's Jill Cook. All right, so this came from there. Everyone needs a Francesca. And Jill says it came from an article about why we need our virtual friends as much as IRL friends. Oh, in real life, IRL. Gotcha. I was thinking URL for some reason. I'm like, isn't that the same thing? Yes, agreed. Totally agreed. Linda talking about her friend that she speaks to every morning, for her friend of 30 years. And we never run out of things to talk about. She's been very supportive of me. We set our record of 6 hours talking at one time. Sorry, I accidentally posted before I finished. Absolutely fine. Oh, that is the best story. Thank you, Linda. Jill Cook, article is a book review about your fully charged life, which we both thought sounded sort of exhausting. Lynn's here. Lynn, were you here when I played the Amy video? Please tell me. I could play it again at the end, or I can send it to you. You were in it. Lynn is a longtime friend of Amy's, much longer than my friendship with Amy. And she was so good to her when she would be in the hospital. She and I contacted, and she would check on Amy through me, and we've become good friends. So that is a real blessing. So Lynn says, our 2nd year anniversary through our dear friend, Amy Gray. Love you, Lauren. I love and miss you, Amy. Thank you for bringing Lauren and I together. Absolutely. I'm so glad you're here, Lynn. You didn't see the video. Okay. I'll send it to you. And I'm sure people don't want to see it again. But I made a short little video just to honor Amy and her year anniversary tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow, spoiler alert, in Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, we moderators we met and we decided that each March 19th, which is the day of her passing, we are going to make it Amy Gray Day in Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain. And it'll be a celebration of her life. She gave so much to the group. while she was so sick. And nobody ever knew how sick she was. But she gave and gave and gave. And one of the things I loved about her. All right, Pamela. It was someone with whom we stayed in touch through Facebook and have only spoken 3 times in 2 decades. But it's like we spoke yesterday each time. Another was someone I had not spoken with other than Facebook comments in 12 years who was seeking an ear about something very personal. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love hearing stories like that. Let me see before we end. The hour goes so quickly. What other improves you? Oops. Oh no. Can I go back? Let's pretend. Okay. Oops. Boost happiness. We did that one already. Did the trauma. Improves your self-confidence and self-worth. Did we do that one already? I don't think so. It does. Because when you have a cheerleader and a champion and someone who doesn't judge you and is there for you no matter what, Tracy does that for me. Tracy always makes me feel good. Always. No matter what. She made me feel good in rehab, and I was pretty miserable in rehab. But friends, they improve your self-confidence and your self-worth because they make you feel like, well, if this person, this awesome sauce person, this cool beans person likes me, then I must be pretty special too. And you know what? You are. You are really special. It encourages you. I'm not sure about this one, but according to the Mayo Clinic, it encourages you to change or avoid unhealthy lifestyle habits such as excessive drinking or lack of exercise. I don't know about this one. I would kind of argue with this one because, all right, Tracy, I'm going to put you on the spot. Like, we used to smoke together back in the day. Thankfully, we both quit. This was a long, long time ago. We weren't encouraging each other to have healthy lifestyle habits at all. But, maybe at this age, being a cheerleader, especially living with chronic pain and illness, we do encourage each other, those of us that live with it, to live healthier lives. I don't know about this slide, Mayo Clinic. I'm not sure. Let's leave it as encourages you and forget the other stuff. A good friend encourages you, and that's really important. Tracy, about the smoking. Oops, hang on. Your parents are watching. Yeah, they know. They know. When I would come home smelling like smoke, by the way, I always blamed it on you. Did I ever tell you that? Sorry, Bergs. Okay. What else we got? Oops. Hang on. Let's go back. If there was one more slide. I'm so Oops, let me take this off. Oops. Okay. Let's go back. Can we do this? Boop, boop, boop. Almost done, guys. Okay, this is not from the Mayo Clinic, but in my research, adults with strong social support have a reduced risk of many significant health problems, including depression, high blood pressure, and an unhealthy body mass index. How interesting is that? Very. And I want to end, I've shared this quote before, but for those of us that live with a chronic condition, here's my mom. You and Tracy are grounded. Sorry, Mom. Healthy now. Thankfully, smoke-free for a long, long time. Pamela says, I think with addiction, with what the Mayo Clinic may not apply. For sure. There's this great book that I've shared before. It's called When the Body Says No. And it's about the stress-disease connection. Kind of what... if you screened the film This Might Hurt with us, what was that, about a month ago? That talked about the stress disease connection. And when I had Dr. Howard Schubiner on the show, he specialized in the stress disease connection. This book is by Gabor Mate, MD, and it's all about people with chronic pain and past trauma. Very much what Dr. Schubiner talked about. But he's got this great quote that I've used in the group before. And he says, connection is also vital to healing. Study after study concludes that people without social contact, the lonely ones, are at greatest risk for illness. People who enjoy genuine emotional support face a better prognosis no matter what the disease. That's pretty powerful stuff. Um, and encourages us to try to get out there. For those of us that are shy, well, not those, I'm not shy, but for those of you who are shy, try to put yourselves out there a little bit, make yourselves vulnerable. In the group, reach out to somebody, maybe private message somebody, or comment on somebody's comment in the group. Maybe somebody says something that you really like and really resonates with you. Make a comment, try to develop a relationship with them. I'm telling you, AOG has fostered so many best friendships. It's hard to even count, and it makes me feel so good that happens. But even if you're not in the group, if you're in other groups, this year with COVID and the lockdown, it's difficult to go out and meet people, but online is a great way to meet people. One more comment here we've got from Seaton. I need to either get in touch more often with my few friends or get more friends. I'm available, Seaton. Or get more friends. I'm available, Seaton. I think I'm reading this wrong because I don't understand the last part. I need to either get in touch more often with my few friends or get more friends. I'm available, Seaton. All right. I'm sorry. I'm reading that the wrong way, but I get your gist. And that's something I don't want to leave without talking about how important it is for us to foster our friendships. Write a letter to somebody who you haven't seen in a long time. Gosh, it'll make their day, and maybe, have contact with them, private message somebody. I actually just yesterday, got in contact with somebody. Our kids grew up together, and kind of accidentally got in contact over some new app I just joined called Clubhouse, which I'm not really sure what it is. But I hadn't talked to her in, gosh, 6-7 years. And it's really nice to catch up. The kids are grown now. It's really nice to catch up. So, putting yourself out there, baby steps, will bring you such joy and such connection with people, and it will touch your heart in ways that you wouldn't imagine. The friendships that we make are so, so important. We can't do this on our own. And I'm not just talking about people with chronic pain and illness. I'm talking about everybody. We are not meant to be alone. We are meant to be social with others. We are meant to have contact with others. Studies show that being alone is very, very dangerous. It makes us sick in a lot of ways. So that is my show on friendship. And thank you guys so, so much for joining in and staying with me for the hour. By the way, my shirt today says Gratitude Gangsta. I haven't been showing my shirts lately. Thank you for tuning in to Gratefully Living the Chronic Life. Where's my little banner? I had a banner. Where is it? Is this it? Well, you can follow me at Gratitude Addict. Yeah, I don't want, that's a yucky one. Attitude of Gratitude with Chronic Pain, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look what else I found. Look, I can do little hearts now. See, I'm getting very technologically savvy. I digress. Thank you for being here tonight, everybody. Thank you for tuning in every week. It's our 40th episode. Our year anniversary of this broadcast is coming up. I think that's the week actually that Christy Nelson will be joining us. My year anniversary of my first broadcast is April 9th. So that'll be our year anniversary. But don't forget, next week we have the very creative and awesome Amy Ostreicher with us. And she is a delight, and you guys will love what she has to say. She has quite a story as well, living with a chronic condition, graduated high school, and her stomach literally exploded, and she spent months and months in the hospital. So she's got a wonderful take on life and gratitude and going forward when dealing with our struggles. So anyway, thank you for being here again. I will see you all next week. I love you. Peace and love, gang. Thank you. Where's my ending? Here it is. Bye, gang.